appearing in our site, and my main findings is liberal democracy. So I will elaborate a bit a critique of liberal democracy and why it enables populism.
Okay, thank you very much. Before that, I would like to highly mention that David is a consultant as well. He is an expert in clean energy, in energy management, and lean management. So anyone looking for a consultant? No? Good. So please talk about the research paper. What is populism?
Well, shall I start now?
Yes.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. So, thanks a lot for the invitation from the UPF and also the youth UPF. It's a pleasure to speak to you. And I mean, it's also a very nice audience, as we can see here, not only old people, but also young people. Do we also have someone from the FPÖ in the audience? No? Nobody? It's a shame. Probably they are already talking with the SPÖ about the next collation. Nevertheless, let me also tell me that I don't represent my thoughts, but they are thoughts from famous authors like Hannah Arendt, Chantal Mouffe, or Schmidt. And yeah, so just to let you know, because it's a very delicate topic as well. So what is populism? Populism is a discursive notion. There's not only one populism. I mean, our Anglo-American friends, colleagues, they're a bit better in the term. We say Populismus in Deutsch. But there is an ecological populism, there's an agricultural populism, and of course a political, which we are going to talk about. The political one consists in a right and left wing. So here in Europe we have more the right-wing populism, in South America there's more the left-wing populism. Okay, so moreover populism is using emotions and personalization. It puts people in boxes. There's always we and they. So we the people and they the elites, or they the establishment, or they the minorities. It always has current trends as globalization is against the financial system, employment, centralization, and anti-European Union, as well as Islamic phobic and the application of an intellectual system actually described as common sense. Nevertheless, other drivers besides that are also the economical and the governmental system. The overage population, as we see here in Europe as well, is a big driver, seeing at the votes of Brexit. And terror can also change a lot in the European system. And also technological achievements. We see a global trend that we are losing a lot of jobs. So this is also a thing which is a challenge. Nowadays, as we also see the connection with Internet of Things and so on. And of course, how can you forget, our party system. Our main parties are so sluggish to let change happen. They are overaged and we have a hierarchical system which doesn't enable any change. In addition, populism is also against the big supranational institutions, the Keynesian monetary system, also called the Keynesian Leviathan, and what is also now very interesting, social media is helping populism as well, because information and scandals are spread way faster. Nowadays in the European Union we have 39 populistic parties in 24 different European member states. So let us go to the roots of populism. Where did it come up? Where did it rise? Well, it came up in the modernization within the 16th century, when the government became more centralized, with the administration system, with an army, with education and law. And then also we have Lincoln's famous sentence, government from the people and by the people. This is what populism is standing for. So parties and institutions are impedients. It is a critique against the unitarism which we see nowadays within the European Union. It arose within the French Revolution, the Russian peasant movement, and the socialistic movement in Germany in the 19th century, which stands for a split between government and the economy. In the 19th century, it was also coming up with the conservatism. It's an analogy of populism nowadays. So coming to the critique of liberal democracy. As Mouffe and Arendt say, liberal democracy doesn't enable any antagonism. So no, we are separated and the pluralism is being lost. The citizen has to identify himself with a party or person. Otherwise, they are not successful. And we see this in Germany nowadays. We see this with Martin Schulz. Now Martin Schulz is out of the media and the votings, like they are dropping of the SPD in Germany. So the broad consensus of the liberal democracy doesn't work. It's like a minority can change the majority, which is also very, very dangerous through passive resistance, as they are not going to vote. And is that laws are actually in liberal democracy for everybody. But as we try, or as our governments try to help the monetary system in the financial crisis 2008, they changed the laws for something. And also within the European Union, the law is not for everybody. When we had the Dublin system, Germany said, no, we take more migrants. And this doesn't work. So also when you say we have a better lawyer, you can buy yourself free from the law, kind of. I mean, in the Anglo-American system, it's even more severe. So, in addition, also liberalization or liberal democracy doesn't see any irrationality. That's the reason why it can't enable any antagonism. Nevertheless, it is an exclusive part of liberal democracy. Every societal structure of political order is based actually on exclusion. This is said by Mouffe. So that is normal that there is we and they. Nevertheless, we can also have critique at liberal democracy regarding women's rights, LGBT+, social welfare. Everybody should be actually there for each other. So, in addition, we have the social crisis, which has been enabled through governmental intervention, which led to rise of power of big institutions, and which have enabled the separation of society and government, and also led to this uprising populistic movement. And actually, the government doesn't interfere in the economical circle, but in the circle of its citizen. Why? Because it wastes tax money for his employees. So this paternalistic behavior of the government is actually totally denied by populists. Because actually the government should be only there to have a crowd support of the poor. So, and then so actually the self-determination of the citizens from the economic perspective is the first point of populism theory. And coming to Schmidt, Schmidt was actually the first one who was doing a populist analysis. And he sees the government as the monopolist over the political, which was really in the 18th, 19th century the case. And also coming back to unitarism of liberal democracy. It is leading to a negation of hegemony, sovereignty, and antagonism, and the overcoming of we and they differentiation. Finally, coming to Laclau. Laclau is saying in this discourse analysis that populism is an antagonism which is putting, actually, how to say, which is putting a front between liberalism and democracy. So, and this is also standing in analogy to Schmidt, who is also for separation of liberalization and democracy, and also wants diversification and pluralism. MOVE is actually going to emotionalization of politics, which should put also a force between going together of all the parties. And coming to another solution from Godwin, he wants to have a laissez-faire liberalization with a renewable society contract of free individuals. And the laissez-faire liberalism is a trust in the harmony of the market mechanisms if and so the government intervenes. So this means a differentiation of the centralized, modern, bureaucratic and hierarchy government of the Leviathan. Coming to an end, what is the solution? Another solution is direct democracy. You don't have any representatives or institutions, but you have citizens, like in the antique in Greece, which are coming together in an agora to discuss what they should do. This can also happen during work time. And this type of democracy is also being favored by Arendt, who is proposing a world of doing and acting. And that liberal democracy actually can stay and can renew. We need democratic institutions which renew themselves. Castoriadis is talking about a magma, which is standing, which is continuously moving, not standing still. And yeah, that's one of the solutions. And to sum it up, we can see populism as a threat, but also as an opportunity. It creates walls, but also enables bridges to tear down walls, showing our blind spots and showing also the blind spots of liberal democracy. It is actually a warning system in times of missing communication between parties, elites and the society, as well as with disenchantment with politics. So let us don't be blinded by our achievements, but fight for them and be an active citizen. Thank you.